Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name's Lee Wilson. I'm an assistant professor of acting here at the School of Dramatic Art, and I'm also the director/faculty supervisor on this presentation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Jeffrey Hatcher. I just want to tell you a little bit about the process, and then I just want to thank some people, but I won't take too much of your time. We call this a works in progress production because it's kind of very different than what we did at University Players. And it is really about the process. And what that essentially means is that the students got a heck of a lot of notes from me and the intimacy director, movement director, and my associate director. And they're encouraged to keep getting deeper, to keep trying to get closer to the truth. And to keep the process, as I keep saying, raise the bar the next performance for the audience. So that's why it's a bit of a work in progress, and that's how I grade them. Tonight's to be my final grading, and I grade their journey and where we've come. We've come a long way. This was very much a student-led production, and what I mean by that is when we did have University Players, we would always ask the third-year class, the upcoming fourth years, to pitch some plays or projects that they were interested in working on. And we would do our best to always try and honor that and at least do one of their choices. This was one of their choices, and they were very passionate about this play. So when everything happened with UP, we said we have to honor this. And as many of you know, we've been working kind of doing everything ourselves. So the students are doing everything you see on stage and off, which is quite extraordinary. They've been so resilient and have fought for this and have been really inspiring, and I've had such a great time working with them. They are a mix of second year, third year, and fourth year students. The presentation is 90 minutes. There is no intermission, but if you need to get up, if you need to use the bathroom, if you go where you came in and you turn to the right, the bathrooms are there. But if you need to leave for another reason, feel free. Just know these vomitoriums, or entrances and exits I call them, the actors do use. So if you are going to get up, you may want to just do a look over your shoulder in case an actor is coming your way. I would like to thank David Court, the director of the school. I'd like to thank Allyson and Megan Quinn, my colleagues here, who have actually helped in this production and didn't need to, but they stepped up when we needed them the most, and I just wanted to let them know that I really appreciated their support and supporting us in a myriad of ways. I want to, of course, thank the students. And I'd like to go through them because I think it's really important that they are acknowledged. My associate director, Dominica, who's been amazing and couldn't have done it without her, who's been at my side, giving notes, running intimacy calls with the actors, and being there while still doing classes and many other projects. My stage manager, Mary Wilkins, who's been our rock. My ASM's Corinne Companion and Ethan Redfern, sound, Cam Giffen, my lighting support, Madison Williams, and my cast, Haley Boydell, Allyson Johnston, John Liam Jones, Rose Malinowski, Ever Maracie-Moore, Jeremiah McEachrane, Pritham Suresan, Avery Thomas, Larissa Wells, and my two wonderful understudies who have come here and watched the show on their own time, just in case, coming into the cold season, if anyone got sick, that they would jump on with only a script in hand, just watching the show a few times and looking at the blocking, who were ready and keen to do it. Ryland Thomas and Leonhard Trautwein. Amazing students, once again. It's been such a joy. I will leave by saying there is a content disclosure in the show. If anyone knows the original novella, it does have extreme violence, it has extreme language, and sexual situations, just so you're aware. Once again, thank you so much for coming. It's wonderful to have a full audience. To any of our subscribers who supported UP for all those years, thank you so much for coming back and continuing. And any of the parents, friends, family, partners, and all, please put your hands together for this extraordinary group of students for our presentation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Jeffrey Hatcher. Students, standing by.
She won't betray me.
Well, I'm not you, am I? I'm not some deformed creature with sin or wretch on his brow, writhing in filth and sickness and depravity. I am Dr. Henry Jekyll. I am respected, I am admired, and I will not be destroyed because some slut knows things she never should have learned.
She loves us!
She loves you! Twice, a dozen times, called them and raised his hands and made a noise.
I'm just overcome is all.
This is what I know.
I'll tell you what I know.
What I saw, what I heard, the events as I would recall them. I cannot speak for what I've not witnessed.
Jekyll! Bring it down!
Who's in there with him?
Stand back!
Is it him? Is it?
Let me begin. Diary of Mr. Gabriel Utterson, solicitor. A relation of mine, named Enfield. We meet for dinner twice a year to discuss legal business. On one of these occasions, we decided to visit a friend after, and somehow allowed our conversation to take us from the route. A wrong turn, a narrow lane, and suddenly, we came upon a door.
This door. Tell you a story?
Please.
Some weeks passed, coming home one night from some God-forsaken place at the end of the world. I took the same wrong turn I did just now and found myself upon this spot. Saw a girl, a child almost, running down the street, and out of her sight, coming around the corner, a man. The two came together at the same time and collided.
There's no need. The girl is not harmed.
Why did you knock her down?
It was not intentional. I was too much in haste to reach my door.
This door is where you live?
It is.
What is your name, sir?
Hyde.
Hyde, you owe this girl an apology.
I apologized. Not enough!
No, it isn't.
No! What would be enough?
I think there are damages here.
Damages? You mean I am to pay the girl?
The girl's family, then.
I am her mother. Well, her mother's friend.
I think the matter could be put to rest for the sake of 20 pounds.
Come inside.
But none of us wished to go inside. It was a rough street, and the man's demeanor, combined with the door, suggested an entrance that might not portend an exit. Still, we went inside.
Check. 20 pounds. You'll notice the bank is beyond reproach.
How do we know there are funds to cover the amount? The girl's mother can't cash the check till Monday, and by then you could be on a steamer to who knows where.
This is a letter from an associate of mine. It confirms the funds and pledges to make good any overdraft. Will that be acceptable to you, Mr. Enfield?
Yes, this will do.
May I have it back then? The letter.
And with that, we left. I gave the girl a check. The girl ran off. The crowd dispersed. The incident forgotten.
What then keeps it in your mind?
2 points. The first, the fact that he called me Enfield.
Well, that is your name.
Yes, but I did not tell him that.
And the second point.
The name at the bottom of the letter. Someone we're going to see tonight.
Who?
Henry Jekyll.
Ah, my dear Enfield.
My dear Lanyon.
Utterson?
Lanyon. We seem to have walked into the midst of some not so little mirth.
Yes, Jekyll has made a proposition, haven't you, Henry?
It wasn't a proposition. It didn't have the force of argument to be anything close to a proposition.
We are late in coming. Do fill us in.
We were talking about this murder.
Murders.
Took place in Scotland, which explains a lot. A burglar, fairly common criminal sort, I should think. Wouldn't you, Utterson? It's your profession, after all. Crimes in courts.
A solicitor does all he can to make sure his clients don't end up in court.
This housebreaker fellow was good at what he did. Hadn't been caught in a year and a half.
19 months, to be exact.
Yes, Jekyll is up on the particulars. 19 months, and the fellow isn't caught. Has a job, wife, family, friends. One night, a neighbor hears something. Crash! Bang! Screams! Rushes next door to find the man in the middle of his kitchen, covered in blood. He slaughtered his family, his wife, his child.
Children. There were 2.
Obviously, the wife found out her husband was the housebreaker. She confronted him. He did away with her. Child sees wife done away with. Child has to be done away with as well. And so on down the line. But when the police arrive and find the man covered in blood, red-handed as it were, what does the fellow say? He says, "What have I done?"
It seems an innocent enough expression of disbelief, although innocent is perhaps the wrong word.
I agree. Man murders his family, says rhetorically, "What have I done?" The way he'd say it to his confessor, God. But Jekyll hears those words differently than I. Don't you, Jekyll? Jekyll hears them as,
What have I done?
Jekyll thinks the question was not rhetorical.
So the proposition.
It is possible the man did not believe he committed the crime. In his mind, the crime had been committed by someone else.
And that, gentlemen, is where you come in and I go out. Jekyll, thanks for the dinner and brandy. See you at Dr. Carew's lecture in the morning. The bastard's got a good one. Prostitute done in by a dog. Carew's going to determine whether she died from the canine ripping through her neck or from a disease carried by the canine's teeth. Full dissection. Tickets are going fast.
Poole, open another brandy, would you? Yes, sir. You 2 are late in coming. I thought you said 9 o'clock.
We came a long way around.
You look upset, Henry.
Do I? I suppose I am. It's the way Lanyon and I got on the subject of those slayings in Scotland. It has to do with Dr. Carew.
I don't understand.
He wants one of the bodies for dissection purposes.
Heavens. The murderer.
No.
The wife.
He wants one of the children.
That can't be legal.
That wouldn't stop Sir Danvers Carew. He's been taking surroundings around the hospital to see if there might be a way to get hold of the bodies. I chair the Committee on Ethics. Carew knows Lanyon's my friend, so he asked Lanyon to bring it up tonight.
I suppose an argument can be made.
For what? Dissecting the cadaver of a child?
Well, can't the body of a child be of as much use medically?
It's not for use, he wants it. We know what the children died of. We know what happens when a child... We know what happens when a cudgel is brought down on a head. We know what happens to the interior organs when a blade is shoved through the viscera. There is no use. Carew just knows it is of interest. I'm sorry. The man does not bring out the best in me.
Well, I'm sorry to bring up what may be another sensitive subject.
Enfield, it's not.
What?
I told Utterson a story on the way over here. On that rough street back behind the canal, I met a fellow who'd done a girl wrong. Insisted he pay for the privilege. He wrote a check. I doubted it. But he showed me a letter confirming the funds.
Signed by Henry Jekyll.
Yes.
We wondered why you would allow yourself to put your name to such a piece of paper. Especially since, well, put plain, he's not quite your sort, Henry, is he?
He is someone who has done me services in the past. I cannot approve his actions, I condemn them. I hope you both know me well enough to believe that.
Of course, goes without saying.
But I owe Edward Hyde a debt. After you met, he stopped by and gave me an accounting of the incident. He was quite ashamed and felt he could no longer claim my friendship, so he returned my letter to me.
I'm glad to hear that. When I realized just this evening the proximity of his house to this one.
He is no threat to me. I doubt you shall apprehend his likes again.
I see.
Well, I don't. Enfield said he... Tell him, the thing that troubled you when he said it.
Well, he called me by my name. How could he have known who I was?
Is that all? Hyde saw the two of us on the street after that lunch at your club last month. When next we spoke, he asked who you were. I told him. Simple as that.
Well, that's cleared up. Wouldn't you say that's cleared up, Utterson?
Yes, of course. And that was the end of the evening. When Enfield and I parted, I returned to the street behind the canal and found again the door. Enfield was right. The place was much closer to Henry's than I would have thought. In fact, one might say it almost backed onto his garden where his laboratory was. But the point was moot. No light shone from within. No smoke rose from its chimney. Mr. Hyde was not home.
London College Hospital, 3rd year notes from the lecture of Sir Danvers, Carew.
And its aftermath.
The brain, as you can see, gentlemen, is small, albeit distended and deformed, emblematic of the woman's moral decay and sensual rapaciousness. Her intellectual sphere is noticeably dwarfed in comparison to those devoted primarily to the pursuits of lust and degradation. Neck and throat, the area with which the dog took issue, has also been bitten. The salient point being evidence of ripping. The face, though possessing not an unattractive visage, has also been chewed upon, thus disfiguring her. There's no need to gaze upon it further. Her breasts, however, remain exemplary. Her sex is swollen, as one might suspect, with little observation, but observe it we shall. With that, more than the brain is the true heart of the feminine soul. In this creature's case, the case of a diseased and depraved streetwalker, the engorged nature of her vaginal canal has divined its own end and signed her death warrant. And that gentleman concludes
Rot.
that... Who is that?
Rot, bad science, and evil-mindedness.
Dr. Henry Jekyll, I'm chief surgeon of this hospital.
Sir
and-
Danvers, you say the woman's brain is small. Of course it's small. She's been dead 3 days with no hydration. It's shrunk, as any of ours would shrink in similar circumstances. As your brain would shrink if further shrinkage were possible. As for some parts of her brain being dwarfed, as you put it, that's because the body was obviously improperly stored in a tilted position, causing what blood remained in the head to gather on one side, thus bloating the tissue. As for what you call her sex, it's swollen because the woman was raped, and the canine tears around her neck are not the result of teeth, but rather a clumsy attempt to mask a murder by making it look like the attack of a dog. I'll wager those are from boot nails or a cobble pick. As for the rest, including your assumption as to the location of her soul, I leave to a higher knowledge. Now cover her. If you want lurid depictions, Sir Danvers, buy a postcard from a Frenchman. Sir Danvers, is class dismissed?
Due to the interruption of my lecture, the whore shall be dissected tomorrow. Out of my way!
I apologize for my outburst, but it was long admissions, you will be presented with cases in which the choice is between what you can do and what you should do. How does one tell the difference? What you can do is determined by your learning, your expertise, your reputation, and the power society bestows upon you in recognition of these gifts.
And what you should do, what's that determined by?
Your character.
You mean the soul, Dr. Jekyll. You do believe in the soul, don't you?
I believe we give names to things we cannot comprehend. There is a part of the mind we cannot study because we cannot see it, feel it, but there our deepest dreams and desires live. Call that a soul if you'd like. It doesn't care what name you give it.
But if the soul is a
Gentlemen,
concept...
these are questions for the college chaplain. Go to him. He has little enough business as it is. Diary of Dr. Henry Jekyll. Why could I not tell them there is no soul? Tell them that, and word gets round that I am Jekyll the agnostic, Jekyll the atheist, the god naysayer. More fuel for the fire, more ammunition for Sir Danvers Carew, the pornographer of death, the corrupt charlatan who holds sway over idealistic young men who would be healers. And tomorrow morning, he wields his butcher blade again.
Doctor? Will you be dining in this evening?
Leave a tray outside the laboratory. I'll be working all evening. And Poole? No disturbances.
Of course, Doctor.
Item in the London Weekly News. A cadaver from the College of London Hospital was found missing in the early hours of last evening. The remains, belonging to a deceased female in a recent police case, had been procured by the hospital for dissection by noted surgeon Sir Danvers Carew. The thieves, for it is assumed the strength of at least 2 men was required, entered through a window in the lecture theater where the dissection was to occur this morning. In its place was discovered the body of a pig, freshly slaughtered, wearing a monocle on one eye. The police are questioning members of the hospital faculty, as well as students, staff, and purveyors of the pork trade.
Letter from Sir Danvers Carew to the Board of Governors, College of London Hospital. Sirs, I've had duty to issue a complaint in the matter of Dr. Henry Jekyll. To wit, Dr. Jekyll has on numerous occasions exhibited chronic manifestations of disrespect and insubordination. To wit, Dr. Jekyll has for years now, his sole work has consisted of costly importations of roots and powders for distillations into suspect tinctures.
That's not true. The experiments take place in my laboratory at my expense. And if the tinctures appear suspect to you, doctor, that's because they're foreign.
You see, he admits it. The man's been filling 2 years abroad in every jig-jag, voodoo. Gentlemen, I have had enough of these fairy tales and opium dens. Utterson, you represent Jekyll. I assume you're here to respect his interests and give him advice?
To the best of my waning abilities, yes.
Then advise him this. The Board of Governors meets in a week's time. Jekyll may do one of 2 things before then. Make a public apology for his outburst yesterday afternoon. And by public, I mean in person in front of the board. And a letter in the Times, or be prepared to face my full wrath. Good afternoon.
I'm sorry, Henry. I hope the less formal meeting
It was
might
a
have...
waste of time. We are sworn against each other.
How do you see the board going?
I'll take style notes. Henry has rights on his side. Sir Danvers has power.
Sir Danvers. The fool! If he can't cut into it, he can't fathom it. He rails against voodoo and savages, then stands before 100 students and gives credence to all manner of superstition. Utterson, I have seen in jungle clearings and island shores levels of understanding advanced well beyond anything contemplated in a college lecture hall. I met a diviner in surname once who could calm his nerves by closing his eyes and humming a bird song. A priest in the South Seas hut who, with one draw on a pipe of yellow smoke, left this reality for another plane, serene and at peace. There is a distinction between the brain and the mind.
Yes, but how do you get to the mind without going through the brain?
You find an open door, one that no one knows about, and once you've crossed its threshold, there you will find not one mind, but two. Two streams within the consciousness, one on the surface, the other subterranean. Utterson, think on how your flesh warms when a woman enters the room. Think on your fear when a hansom cab comes barreling around the corner and you dash for safety faster than you thought possible. Our minds are fueled by blood and bile and secretions triggered by all manner of stimuli. Coursing through our veins is the river of our old ways, before man created morality, in a time where human hunted for food, killed for dominance, and copulated for pleasure. Morality harnessed our bestial instincts, but it did not kill them. If it had, there'd be no empire. It's all still deep inside us. We see hints, though, in the madman's eyes, the killer's glint, the rage of a drunken father who beats his child. If we could find a way to isolate these rages, these horrors, wouldn't we pursue their cure?
You're talking good and evil.
I'm talking the nature of man.
So you mix your powders, concoct your potions, banish ill temper, anger, perversity. What do you put in its place?
Serenity.
There'd be no work for me then, that's certain.
You don't know what peace of mind means until you've been tortured by its opposite.
But even if you can trade mad rage for an angelic temperament, surely the reverse can happen.
What sort of man would want the beast when all he sought was peace of mind?
Even a beast must be fed. Does Carew know about Hyde?
Hyde? Why would he be pertinent?
We are oft judged by the company we keep. I stay clear of Hyde until this business is over.
That's not possible.
Why have I not heard of him before this? Is he a friend of some standing?
I've known him longer than I would admit, but he's only taken up residence this past year.
Would you like me to have him looked into? There's a fellow I knew, the name of Sanderson.
I asked you here for advice concerning Carew, not Edward Hyde.
Very well. I advise you apologize.
No, never.
Well, once again, my professional opinion is soundly rejected. My bill will follow. That evening, I went to the street where Hyde lived and watched the door. No one went in. No one came out. I was just about to give up my post when a clock tolled midnight and I sensed something in the alley. Mr. Hyde?
How did you know to find me here?
Dr. Jekyll told me.
You lied! He never did!
That a light was upon us. A hansom cab was passing, its lamps casting their yellow glow across Hyde's face. The man was younger than I, but his desires had ravaged him, crippled him, his features like that of an old and evil child. Hyde had disappeared to the other side of the door, and I was once more in the dark.
Diary of Elizabeth Ann Jelks. I went to see the fiend. What are you doing here? Answer me! What are you doing in my room? Your name is Hyde? Who said? Tell me! My mother. My mother said this is where you live. Who's your mother? You gave her money? For my sister, she plays in the street. You had, we had a run. You gave her a check, and it was cashed. The bank is very prompt in its reports. Well, my mother drank the money. Your mother has her priorities straight. You haven't answered my question. What are you doing in my room? Wanted to see the man who would do such a thing. What? Trample a child and take a stick to her? You can see that in any house in London. Trample a child and pay for the privilege. Well, you've seen him. Now go. How did you get in? Your landlord's a man. I'm a woman. Why didn't you come sooner? The check was cashed a week ago. I don't come back that often. Back? Home. Well, my family's house. I work near Charing Cross. Oh. Got on in the world, did we? Got a girl who learned a trade and got a room above a shop. What are we? A milliner's assistant? A clerk at a sweets emporium? I'd say you're a governess, but you haven't breeded. Oh. The girl, your sister, is she well? She's forgotten the encounter already. The only reason anyone remembers the occurrence is because of the check. I can assure you I did not pay willingly. Some of the men from the street said they threatened you if you didn't. It was not their threats that I feared. I could have killed them each and all. It was a gentleman who taught me the error of my ways. Could you not kill him too? I could. But the police take notice when a gentleman gets his. But you, if you were found dead on the street tonight, the constable that came across your corpse would like as sell it cheap as blow his whistle. Find yourself on a gurney, be cut into bits, a penny a pound! Don't say you're not afraid of me.
I am afraid.
Then run.
But what if the door's locked?
Risk it. It's your only chance.
Do women always run from you?
They never run.
Afraid to?
Paid not to.
What else do you pay your women not to do?
Say no.
You're sad. You have to frighten women to keep them. You have to pay them not to go.
And what makes you so brave?
You'll never know me well enough to understand.
The door's not locked.
I knew that. You didn't slip the bolt.
Wait. I'm not always at home when friends come calling here. They know me at this house, if you ever have need. What's your name?
Elizabeth?
Don't. Tell me more and I'll know how to find you.
Dr. Jekyll, are you alright? Oh, I heard a scream. It was you, sir. What? The scream? It was yours. I heard it all the way up to my room. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake. What time is it? 3:30 in the morning. Doctor, have you not been to bed? You still have your clothes on. I must have fallen asleep before I had the chance to take them off. Did you hear me come in? Yes, sir. How long ago? An hour, not more. You came from the laboratory. Do you not remember, sir? Of course I do. Did I say anything in my sleep? You cried out as if you were calling for someone. A name? Yes, sir. What was it? Elizabeth. Nightmare. Bad dream.
bedroom. Yes, sir. Elizabeth.
Notes from an interview between H.K. Lanyon, Ph.D., and Dr. X. It was dead of night, and of course I couldn't sleep, so I'd gone downstairs to fix something when... Jekyll! Good God! Do you know the time, man?
I saw your lamp was lit. I assumed a Scotsman wouldn't waste good oil on empty rooms.
You look like the morgue. Sit. I'll get you a glass.
No, nothing, Lanyon. Please. I need to consult you about a patient.
I haven't been a practicing physician for years. Your preference, as I recall, is lecturing on the stupidity of your colleagues.
Special case. He came to me. I could not say no.
Tell me the history.
I must ask that you, on your oath, hold what I impart confidential.
You knew I'd keep your confidence when you saw the lamplight.
I can't name the patient. I can't even name his condition. It has no name. Imagine him a drunkard or an opium fiend, if only as a metaphor for his condition. If I were to tell you that this man's first experience with spirits or opiates was an experiment, that he was testing himself as much as he was testing the effects of the stimulants, would you believe me?
Bad endings often have innocent, albeit misguided beginnings.
And if I said this patient was fully aware of his actions under the influence, no matter how deep he lost himself in his debauchery, would you believe that as well?
Well, the pleasure he experiences from his debauchery is the point.
Well, of late there's been a change. Of late, there have been instances when he cannot recall what's occurred in one of these states. It's as if a hand has pulled down a shade to block his view. Hours seem to have passed, and try as he may, he can't remember what he's done. The most he can recollect are shadows, sounds, a name. Is there a term for that?
Yes, it's called in its Latin root a blackout. Jekyll, a drunkard forgets, and opium eater hallucinates. It's symptomatic of an addiction.
My patient is not an addict.
Of course he is. You merely quoted the textbook.
No, there must be another answer.
None but the obvious. He's not lost to spirits or narcotics, and the source of his condition is internal. The man is mad. He's a danger to himself and others, and not the sort one can treat in a consulting room.
What do you mean?
Henry, do you have reason to fear for your patient's safety, or the safety of others?
Yes.
And have him confined in an asylum.
Diary of Henry Jekyll. I've instructed the servants that I may have to be away for a few days on business.
I came home by way of Regent's Park. I don't know why. It was so out of the way, but it was Sunday, late in the afternoon, and I had just spent Saturday with my mother and sister, and that's never pleasant, so perhaps I just wanted a bit of green and bird song before returning back to Charing Cross. saw him. Are you following me?
Yes, I knew someone was. Were you hoping it would be me?
I never hoped to be followed.
As I don't know where you live, I have little choice but to.
You could have asked. If you had asked, I might have told you I work at the Charing Cross Hotel, where I share a room with a girl 6 nights a week. Come back to my mother's in Soho on Saturday, spend the night, and then return back to the hotel by Sunday noon.
Following is more fun.
What is it you want?
Wait! I won.
What?
I want to slit you in two. I want to rend you on the green.
I want to ravish you and leave you bleeding. Tell me.
I want to see you.
I want to see you.
I didn't know how to see you,
but not be seen.
I don't know how to see you, but not be seen.
I should be back by now.
Why aren't you?
The girl I share my room with. She's gone for the week. I won't be missed.
Don't say that.
Go on, more.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't have to return to my room tonight.
Stay with me.
Where will you stay?
Offer her a place.
I could offer you a place.
Take me there.
Journal of Henry Jekyll. Last entry. 3 days ago. I have lost 3 days. I do not know myself.
Initial meeting between O.F. Sanderson, personal equities agent, and prospective client. The letter told me to expect a gentleman at our offices come nightfall.
Mr. Sanderson? You do occasional work for Utterson, the solicitor in Queen's Court, I think?
Yes, sir. Did Mr. Everson recommend our services?
No, I caught a glimpse of your card the last time I was in his chambers. This is a private matter, nothing to do with Utterson. I understand a retainer is customary.
Perhaps you can tell me the nature of the service that you require.
Well, first, it may be an idea to know what is allowable within the law, within the ethics of your profession, and,
Sir, not to interrupt, but why don't you tell me what it is that you want, and I'll tell you when it starts to get sticky.
I want you to follow a man.
Do we have a name?
All the particulars are in the envelope. Where he lives, where he begs, where you're apt to see him next emerge. I want to know his movements, his friends. Those he meets are of particular interest, especially one individual, a woman.
This woman, is she a lady friend of yours?
No.
Wife?
There's no one. Her name may be Elizabeth. Beyond that, I cannot tell you more. Who she is and can be found, all these you will detail.
When would you like us to start?
This evening.
You think he'll be about?
I'm rather certain.
And in following Mr. Hyde, should there be any precautions?
There should be every precaution. Report.
At 6 o'clock, I arrived outside the door where I was told the subject, Edward Hyde, could be found.
Within an hour's time, Hyde exited his domicile and went by foot to various establishments in Whitechapel where he is to be known. To a public house.
Where Hyde's incidents of violence are attested to. All such incidents ending with money spread to quiet complaint.
To a chop house.
Where Hyde spent the better part of an hour writing what appeared to be a letter, the which, upon his exiting the establishment, he posted in the nearest box.
To a house of ill repute.
Where Hyde spent an hour's time with one of its women in a private room. The name he asked for was Elizabeth.
He used chloroform to render her still, but not unconscious. He then applied acid to her face, her torso, and most of her body, leaving her back untouched until the end. He then used a blade to carve in 2 words. Wrong one. He knew you were following him. I assure you I was discreet.
I'm certain you were. He knew because I told him. Wrong one, this woman, Elizabeth.
That wasn't her name.
But you said he asked for...
The madam who runs this place said Jekyll asked for any girl by the name of Elizabeth. There weren't one, and madam didn't want to lose a client, so she had one of her girls pretend.
So her name, in fact, was...
Something else. Perhaps you'd like me to follow him again tonight. Maybe he'll lead me to the Elizabeth that you seek.
No. No point. He's too clever.
Dr. Jekyll? Mr. Utterson is here. He says it's urgent.
I shall see myself out the back way.
Henry, I received this less than an hour ago.
What is it?
You sent it just last night. I should think it would be fresh in your mind. It's your will.
In the case of my decease, disappearance, or unexplained absence for any period exceeding 3 calendar months, all possessions of Henry Jekyll are to pass into the hands of my friend and benefactor, Edward Hyde, who shall step into my shoes without delay and free from all burdens and obligations.
Handwriting's not at all like yours. If I didn't know better, I'd say you'd been drinking. What in God's name were you doing in Whitechapel? And what were you thinking? Leaving $750,000 sterling to a man like that?
Do you know the man? Have you met the man?
I have, in point of fact. I followed him 5 times over the last 5 days. I spent all last night putting it down on paper. What I discovered was but a sampling of his work. A docksman, the size of a bank safe, hurled across a bar, his back broken. An old man, asleep in an alley, his face doused in lamp oil and lit by a match. Brothels, cellars, dens of iniquity, every evil act you can conceive.
He's not committed a capital crime.
Is that our standard? No one murdered yet, so he's still on the side of angels. I'd wager he didn't tell you about the woman.
What woman?
Hyde was with her nearly every night last week. It's all there.
Elizabeth Jacks.
Chambermaid, works at the railway hotel at Charing Cross. I know I did this without your consent, but I had to prove to you at long last what kind of man Edward Hyde truly is.
And based on your investigations, what sort of man is he?
A villain, a brute, a sensualist of the perverse, and a predatory beast who knows neither care nor conscience. But perhaps he has another side. Henry, is Hyde blackmailing you? Does he know something about you?
He knows everything about me. Of him, I only know what he allows.
That is in your favor. As long as there's no evidence Hyde be leading you with him on his sojourns, you can't be implicated. I beg you, whatever involvement you've had with this man, whatever bond, whatever hold he has upon you, cut yourself off from Edward Hyde.
I shall. The decision is made. Utterson, your entreaties have moved me. I shall rid myself of Edward Hyde.
You're resolved in this.
We'll speak no more of him.
Register of entry. Night porter. Charing Cross Hotel. Time of arrival, 10 o'clock. Name of guest, Smith. Address, none. Will this room do, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Is there anything else, sir?
I would like another pillow.
There's one in the dresser.
Then I would like a third.
I'll send one up.
Sir? You requested a pillow, sir.
Yes. Your hand! I cut myself. Accident. Clumsy.
Well, if you haven't seen to, there's a house physician.
It's been treated. Just can't seem to stop it bleeding.
Well, let me fix the bed for you. It's the littlest injuries sometimes that make things difficult.
Thank you. You're very kind. Elizabeth? That's your name, is it?
Yes, sir?
The porter told me.
Oh, you've stayed at the hotel before, sir.
No, I live in London. Early train come morning. Thought it the better part of wisdom to stay the night close by.
Well, that's the convenience of the hotel being over the station, sir.
The parts of a city dweller never sees. Hotel rooms, Tower of London. There are whole neighborhoods I've not traversed in 30 years. Streets just beyond my house that I would be a stranger to, and yet they're just within my sight.
Is there anything else, sir?
No, that's good, thank you. But wait. Oh, here.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night, sir.
Are you on duty all evening, Elizabeth?
No, sir. The other chambermaid comes on till morning.
When?
Now.
So, do you have a room here you sleep in, or are you going forth tonight?
Sir, I'm expected below. If I do not go below, the housekeeper will come looking for me.
You misunderstand me. My intentions? I have no designs, no impropriety of any sort. I'll pay you.
Oh, sir, I
No! I'm sorry. I fear I am not at my best with women. My talents elude me. If you knew me, you would know how harmless I am. I assure you, your husband will have no cause to call me out. Do you have a husband?
No.
A gentleman friend, though, surely. Yes, I can see that you do. It's him you're going to tonight, isn't it? Does he wait for you?
Never make him wait.
Does he threaten you if you don't do what he says?
Open the door.
Don't go to him tonight.
I'll scream.
Not tonight, I beg you! He won't be there! He'll never wait till morning. I'll give you the key then. I have a few things I need to clear up there first.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir.
Journal of Dr. Henry Jekyll. This shall be the last entry regarding the case of Mr. Edward Hyde. It is almost a full year since the first successful manifestation. A year since the correct balance was found. The perfect tincture capable of engendering the opposite, the transformation and its opposite. Isolate the essence of the being, then reverse it back to its former state. Start the blaze, then put it out. I feel as if I haven't slept in years. Or perhaps I have. Perhaps I'll come to believe that all this was but a nightmare, and I just dreamed him. Edward Hyde. One last time.
I thought you wouldn't come.
I'm here. You're trembling.
It's nothing.
Something happened.
No, I
Don't lie. It was a man. Who was he?
The man at the hotel. He took a fancy to me. They do things like that all the time. It's just the way. He was harmless.
Describe him.
A gentleman, I suppose.
What do you suppose he does for a living?
Clerk of some sort. He seemed frightened,
But he scared you.
what he might do scared me.
Did you fancy him? A gentleman. Precise and polite, coins in his pocket to tip the help.
Where am I now? Who am I with now? I came last night, you weren't here.
I was under restraints.
What is it?
I hate this room.
You said this was our world, this room.
Horrid and stinking, but good.
Don't!
Other rooms have windows and sunlight and doors. Why are you here?
I love you.
Don't say that. Never say that.
Must you break my heart to hurt
I have never hurt you. Have you told anyone about me?
you? know I haven't.
You would if you had no choice.
I chose to come here, didn't I? I choose. Every time. I chose you. Oh. Hush, hush, my darling. If I could take away the demons in your head. There's just us, remember? Just you and me. We two alone. What? There's blood on your hand. Are you hurt?
Don't come nearer. I only came tonight. I came tonight to say goodbye.
You're leaving?
Yes.
London?
Yes.
For where?
Near. Far away.
When will you be back?
Never.
What have I done?
It's nothing.
Is it because of the
It
man
has
at the
nothing
hotel?
to
I
do-
promised
It's not my choice! I am not a master of my fate. I only dreamt that I was. I leave tonight, and we are at an end. I to do now? Marry the tailor's assistant that's been after me, the desk clerk with the stammer and the good prospects?
Give them a glance and I tear them apart, tongue to tail.
You love me. Go. Go away from here and never return. Go! Henry Jekyll, I would kill you if I could. But you're my vessel, the cold gray corpse that brings me to my desires. No, I cannot kill you, though you would kill me. But annihilate Henry Jekyll all the same I shall!
Police statement, Margaret Mary Walsh. This is my testimony to which I swear. I was sitting at my window overlooking the park when I saw a man. Two men, actually, moving along two paths from opposite directions. Between them, I could see the point at which they'd meet. When they reached it, one of the men ever so slightly tipped his hat and gave the other one a look.
I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else.
Carew!
Then the other man turned, wheeled at him, and swung his cane in the back. I wish I could say I called up at once. I was too shocked at first. Then the taller man raised his hands and made a noise, which any of us would say. The man kept swinging, twice, a dozen times. When I got my wits about it, I pulled open the sash and I called for the constable at once. I'm sorry. The better in me would have called out sooner. But the bad wanted to watch.
Investigation. The death of Sir Danvers Carew, eminent surgeon and lecturer.
The victim died of repeated blows to the head, which resulted in cranial swelling, internal ruptures, massive hemorrhaging. Death would have come within 1 to 2 minutes after the first blow, but given the number of blows, it is safe to surmise his assailant continued his attack for another minute or more, if one were to estimate an average of 20 blows per minute, or an approximate total of 50 post-mortem blows. Due to the savagery of the attack, the victim's face was bereft of features, hence why his identity had to be ascertained through tailor's markings. And a note.
The contents which read in its entirety. Utterson, urgent we talk about our mutual friend, signed Carew.
And so you called for me.
Seen the better part of wisdom, sir? Do you recognize this, Mr. Utterson?
I recognize its type, Inspector. It's a walking stick. Half of one at any rate.
It was found at the crime scene, broken in two.
The murder weapon.
Why, sir? You could be on the force yourself.
Where is the rest of it?
We searched the park, streets beyond, nowhere. We assume the cane broke during the course of the attack, and the murderer took the top half for some unknown reason. Look at the way it snapped. The other half should fit in like a puzzle piece. And the note to you. Utterson, urgent we talk about our mutual friend. Who is this mutual friend?
I didn't write the note, Inspector. Sir Danvers did. He knew to whom he was referring to. It would be improper for me to speculate.
Quite so, sir. When did you see Danvers last?
Last week. A meeting at London Hospital.
What was the meeting about?
A faculty member.
Who?
I'm shocked. I was
was not an admirer of Sir Danvers, that's no secret. But the manner of his death. I'm sorry, I'm still shaking.
Look like you haven't had much sleep, Doctor.
I never sleep more than a few hours a night.
Jekyll, the inspector found a note upon Carew's body. Something he'd written to me.
Go ahead, sir. Blood's all dried by now.
Am I the friend?
Seems a fair assumption.
I hated Carew.
Henry.
He was a fraud and a sadist, a corrupt and evil man who disgraced the medical profession.
Where were you last night, coming on to 11 o'clock?
In my bed.
And you rose today at
7 or thereabouts.
a good 8 hours, and yet you say you get so little sleep. Have you a walking stick, Doctor?
I have 3 sticks. One for the theater, one for the country, one for every day.
And are they all 3 on the premises?
I should think.
Think again.
Unless I may have mislaid the everyday at the college or some such place.
Careless man, are you, sir?
Yes.
No,
So the stick that's missing, it isn't of any importance?
it's of great value to me.
Oh, why?
Well, Dr. Lanyon, with whom I shared rooms at university, gave it to me when I became a doctor.
Keepsake, then. What sort of handle does it have?
Silver, crooked with the medical seal on it, the serpent and the sword, and my name.
No address? Pity. Do you mind if we have a look around, Doctor?
For the cane?
Do I have your assent?
You have to say yes. What about the laboratory?
The laboratory.
Sir?
I have a laboratory in the rear, just beyond the garden. You'll want to search that as well. Poole? Unlock the laboratory for the inspector.
Yes, sir.
It's this way.
Henry, if anything happened last night, I must know, and now.
There is nothing I have done, nothing. I am innocent.
Doctor, this was slipped under the pantry door this morning. It has your name on it.
Sir, the laboratory?
A moment, please.
My dear Jekyll, forgive the formality of this missive for one as intimate to you as I. I know what you plan to do to me. I should be crossed, but I just can't bring myself to think ill of poor old Jekyll.
You're a pathetic, frightened little nothing. Naturally, you conspire to turn me out. But without a fare thee well, not to worry. I took care of that for you. I also took care of Sir Danvers. No more shall his vulgar complaints soil your high ideals. He'll be specially badly thought of when they search his house in Curzon Street and find that missing corpse of that prostitute, all chopped up and rearranged, one limb to a room. Oh God.
So you rather own me for the favor. I must admit, I wasn't as exacting about things left in the crime scene as they say. I'm embarrassed to admit I lost the cane Lanyon gave you when you were young and innocent. I'm sure I put it somewhere safe. Let's hope and pray that I can have one of those, what does Dr. Lanyon call it?
A blackout.
Well, wherever the cane is, I'm sure its whereabouts will come to me, not to you.
Know this, Jekyll. I am your protector now, as you are mine. I cannot do without you. And you, I think you now realize, cannot do without me.
I won't be extorted. I won't live under another's will. I won't hand over my life. Inspector!
Yes, sir.
May I put a few questions to you? That note, you found it on Sir Danvers' body.
Yes, sir.
Where? In a pocket inside a billfold?
It was on top of the body, not in a pocket or such.
As if left there to be found.
It could have been dropped during the struggle.
No, it couldn't have. The bloodstains are only evident on the back side of the note, where it must have lain against the blood-soaked clothes. If the note was part of the struggle, it would be bathed in blood. The cane, may I examine it? He had the wrong end.
Sir?
If you want to kill a man with a stick, you hit him with the end that will do the most damage. The handle end, where it's heaviest, and then you swing. Like so.
That has been my limited experience, sir.
So when the handle breaks off from the force of the blows, it goes flying. It flies into the bushes or under a bench somewhere hard to find in the dark. Yet the killer was hitting Danvers with the smaller end of the stick. Why would he hit Carew with the wrong end?
It may have been the wrong answer, but it did the job.
Especially if you wanted to make sure the handle was still in your grip the moment the stick broke.
Why would the killer intend to make the stick break?
So he'd have the clue you seek in his possession. The killer wanted to lead you to me. That note to Utterson, is it in Carew's handwriting?
It's hard to say. He's a physician after all.
Compare the handwriting on that note against that of this letter.
You bastard!
What is this?
Blackmail from Mr. Edward Hyde,
Evil, evil Henry Jekyll!
Who is Edward Hyde?
your killer, and a man who sought to hold power over me. Poole, tell the inspector how you found this note.
It was slipped under the pantry door this morning.
This Hyde, a friend of yours?
A mental patient.
Liar!
The man was deranged. I tried to cure him, but he was beyond help. I said I never wanted to see him again. This was his response.
You have murdered me!
When was he last on the premises?
He must have come twice. Once before midnight to steal my cane, and again in the wee hours after the crime was committed to leave that note.
You think you have me?
We'll need a description of him.
I can give you one.
Ask Hyde. Ask him Richard Enfield, an acquaintance of us both.
I can also refer you to a private inquiries agent named Sanderson. I employed him to follow Hyde. He has a report that will underline the man's brutality.
I know Sanderson. He's beyond reproach.
You'll have 1,000 witnesses against me, won't you? Whores and publicans to do me wrong.
Where does this lunatic reside?
In hell!
A room not far from here. I should think that's where you'll find the rest of the murder weapon held as extortion.
Villain! Devil!
I know the way, Inspector.
May I join you? I've never seen his environment.
Actor!
Please.
Utterson, lead the way. I'll be a minute or so behind. And tell the inspector about that letter you received from Whitechapel purporting to be my new will.
Happy to.
You can't come out now, Hyde. Your hovel behind the red door will be barred. The entire Metropolitan Police Force, nay, the whole of English law enforcement will be looking for you. Drawings of you posted everywhere. Edward Hyde, murderer of Sir Danvers Carew. You have no place left. You can never come out again.
Results of the search of the rooms of the suspect Edward Hyde. 1 bed, 1 washstand, 1 desk and chair. The rooms were turned inside out, but no cane handle matching the description given by Dr. Jekyll was found. However, our own investigation, matched with the report of Sanderson, matched with the descriptions given by Messrs. Utterson and Enfield, and that along with the maid who witnessed the attack, confirm our suspicions that Edward Hyde is in fact the murderer whom we now seek.
Son, spring at last. You look fit. Good color. Rested.
I have lost the weight of the world.
Even though the fiend is still at large, don't you worry, he'll come back.
He's gone forever. He told me once he'd sooner die than live a hunted life. He knew one day his nature would consume itself. The day came. He's probably drowned or hanging from a noose, dead by his own hand.
That's the case. Where's his body?
Chances are a resurrectionist found him and sold him a penny a pound. For all I know, we studied his liver this Thursday last.
You're quite merry in your morbidity.
If he's dead, I'm glad of it. He deserved to be punished. Any pain and degradation he suffered, he has earned.
Henry, you once spoke to me of wanting to find a way of isolating the beast in man's nature so you could cure it. Was Hyde the subject of any experiment along those lines?
Nothing I did could have changed Hyde.
But if a man, under the sway of some medicinal...
Utterson, I did no wrong to Edward Hyde. I swear to you on my life, Hyde was born evil and never altered from the first.
You said to me once, there is not one mind but two. Two streams, one on the surface, the other subterranean. I've been brooding in your theory. I've seen in my work many men, many women for that matter, in all sorts of difficulties under enormous strain. And I've come to believe that there is no one who is wholly good nor wholly bad, not even the worst of us. And as for two streams, I think it's more apt to say the bodies of water are endless in their possibilities. Streams and rivers, swamps and quicksand, waterfalls and ice jams, oceans and deserts, 1,000 tributaries flooding over one into the other.
You think my theory too simple?
Perhaps too bifurcated.
Do you know what set Hyde apart from the sorts of men and women you encounter? Hyde had nothing to him but his desires. He was his appetite, bound into a red fist.
But even if one grants that were true, if Hyde were the worst of man, what would be the best? Wouldn't be human.
I no longer consider these questions, Utterson. The will is all one needs. Sin is nothing but weakness.
This is the spot, you know? The path where Hyde killed Carew.
Is it?
Green now. Flowers. 3 months ago it was all blood and fog. Well, as much as I would like to while away the day, I suppose I must get back to my office. Why, here now, a reason to delay return.
What's that?
Miss?
Sir.
Henry, what are you doing?
Is she gone?
The girl.
Is she looking this way?
No, shall I go out?
No! Go. Leave me, please, I beg you.
Henry.
Go! No, let it not be, let it not be. I have been good. I have been myself. Please, I beg.
Springtime, and the buds have come back to bloom. Just because they lie dormant in the ground, we think they're dead. They're not. They're just sleeping. Come on, darling boy, on your feet. We are going for a ramble. Notes from Dr. H.K. Lanyon, found at the scene.
A knock on the door. A voice called out.
Dr. Lanyon! Dr. Lanyon?
Poole.
A letter from my master. It's of the utmost urgency.
Lanyon, go to my laboratory and take the top drawer from the chemist's closet. Bring it to your surgery and wait for me. I shall come to you when night falls. Jekyll, when did your master give you this?
An hour. Someone rang the bell, and when I went to answer it, it was slipped through. Do you think it's a joke, sir?
Jekyll doesn't joke. He wants me to go to his laboratory and get a drawer for him. Why can't he do it himself? Is the laboratory locked?
Yes, sir, but he keeps a key in his study.
I shall come to you when night falls. Your master has become a devotee of the dramatic. Lead on. I went with Poole to Jekyll's house. Poole found the key in Jekyll's study. Then we went into the garden and opened the laboratory. It was dark. The air was stale and rank.
Dr. Jekyll hasn't used this in months.
Good heavens! What's he gotten here?
I'm sure I don't know, sir.
Well, lock the door and call a cab. It's almost dark.
Yes, Dr. Lanyon.
I returned to my surgery when the clock struck 6. A low fog had rolled in, shrouding the streets outside in a brown mist. It seems winter has not left us yet.
Lanyon,
Who's there?
I've been waiting for you.
What? How'd you get
the
in?
drawer.
Dr. Jekyll did not give instructions to hand over his property to any representative.
Dr. Jekyll and I are as one.
Isn't coming then?
He'll be here shortly.
Then we shall wait.
Give me the drawer. This is the last of it. Oh!
Mother mercy!
Ah!
Tell me what to do!
Why does it hurt? Why does it hurt so?
Here, let me...
Lanyon, bring me a looking glass.
Yes.
I'm Jekyll. Thank God. May I have a brandy?
You don't drink.
That's besides the point. I was almost found out this evening, outside your gate. I waited in the alley for hours. When night came, I emerged and there was a policeman on the corner. He looked like he recognized my face, probably from a police flyer. I almost killed him then and there.
Hyde.
You were right. We should have put the patient in an asylum. Now you see why I couldn't get all this myself. If Poole or the other servants saw Edward Hyde at the door, the police would be on me in a moment.
You murdered Sir Danvers.
Not me. Hyde.
Yes, of course.
You mustn't tell anyone.
No, I won't tell a soul.
I was going to destroy all this months ago, but I didn't. Good thing too, else who would be standing here now? If it happens again, without me wanting it to, I'll need to make more. Much more.
You can't.
What do you mean I can't? These tinctures are all that can reverse the effect. Would you rather me spend the rest of my life as Edward Hyde? No. What are you doing?
I have to go.
Where?
A dinner.
Shaking like that? You'll break the crystal. You look frightened, Lanyon.
I'm just overcome is all.
The shock. Think of its effects on me. You certainly won't betray me.
Avery!
Yes, of course. I'm being foolish. Lanyon always does the proper thing. Predict you like the sun. I'm sorry. I
no choice.
Dr. Lanyon's notes ended with a citation about the fog.
Dr. Jekyll, I was so worried. Did you see Dr. Lanyon?
He wasn't home. I rang, but he never came to the door.
Doctor, I'm sure he said he'd wait for you.
That's enough, Poole! Give me the key to the laboratory.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
A package. A lady left it. Wouldn't give her name. Shall I see who it is, sir?
Go.
Sir? It's the lady returned. The one who left the package.
Show her in.
The lady? Henry Jekyll.
Looked at that name 1,000 times, never said it aloud. Gave me this when we first met. I've come to your door on more occasions than I would confess, but never had the courage to knock. Till today.
You saw me at the park.
I knew it was you. I knew it the moment we caught each other's eye, that look on your face. Afraid. The same look you had that night at the hotel. Did you get the parcel?
Yes.
Did you open it? I kept that 3 months. I found it hidden in our room. I thought it might implicate him in some crime, so I took it before the police came.
Why didn't you destroy it?
It's all I have of him. There's nothing else.
You think him innocent?
No.
Then why shield him?
I love him. That night you came to the hotel. You came that night because of him, didn't you? He knew. You see, somehow he knew you'd been there. Was it to warn me? Had he told you what he was going to do to that man at the park?
I had no idea what he would do.
He's your friend, isn't he?
He has no friends. He cares for no one. He abandoned me.
I don't know that. All I know is that he's missing. Perhaps he can't come back. Perhaps he's been trapped or hurt. If you know where he is, please tell me. I beg you. I know he's made you promise, but if you can get a message to him, a letter to say that I love him, to say I'm ready.
I don't know where he is.
Are you telling the truth?
You have my word as a gentleman.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come.
Here, dry your eyes.
I can see myself now.
No. Stay. A little longer. Can I get you anything? Tea? We might have something stronger. I do understand how you feel. Missing him as he must you, wishing he could be with you again. Don't you care what he's done?
No.
He's a murderer.
I know that. It hasn't mattered. I love him.
You can't love a man like that.
He's the only man I've ever loved, and I'll never love another.
He's a vile creature. Inhuman. His appetites would shame the devil. He's hurt women. Did you know that?
He's never hurt me.
He would have done. When he wasn't with you, he'd flay the back of any whore he'd find and pay her for the privilege. It was only a matter of time before he lost all control, and then he would have torn you from tongue to tail.
Would What did you say?
Look at me, you two, and what are you? It never healed properly.
It's you.
Alyssa.
It is.
Alyssa.
Doctor!
She'll go with us.
Dr. Jekyll! There's nowhere left to go.
If we don't take her away now, it'll be too late.
Dr. Jekyll, are you alright?
Who is it?
It's Poole.
Go away from here! What are you doing? Jekyll!
Mr. Utterson is here. He has terrible news.
Henry, open the door! Lanyon's been murdered by Hyde! Henry!
It's too late now.
It isn't.
A policeman saw Hyde outside Lanyon's house. Good God, it's the girl from this afternoon!
Yes, she led Hyde to me.
What are you doing?
He came here to murder me.
That was his voice just now.
Where is he?
He ran off into the garden.
Poole, take the servants out of the house at once.
Yes, sir.
Is the girl...
She's hurt. Can't be moved. I'll stay with her and go for the inspector.
I'll have him back with as many men as he can gather.
You have no choice now.
I know.
There's no point in locking it. We'll only break it down. We don't have much time.
It won't take much time. Hyde used the girl to gain entry into the house. He tried to kill me, but when he heard the others, he ran. Then he returned, this time with the murder weapon. He tried to stab me, but the girl got in between and took the blade instead.
Took the blade
I
instead.
brought her in here to tend the wounds, but it was too late.
You can't.
I will not take my own life. She knows.
She won't betray me.
Well, I'm not you, am I? I'm not some deformed creature with sin writ on his brow, writing in filth and sickness and depravity. I am Dr. Henry Jekyll. I am respected. I am admired, and I will not be destroyed because some slut knows things she never should have learned.
She loves us.
She loves you.
He's in the laboratory!
Across the garden!
This way! Jekyll! Break it down!
He's in there with that monster!
Stand back!
Jekyll!
Is it him? Is it?
Oh my God.
That fiend! He's murdered my master!
He can't have escaped! The door was locked! Where is he? Where is Edward Hyde?
He's here. Oh, he's here. There was no one else in the room but we two.
You stabbed him?
He did it himself.
Dr. Jekyll took his own life?
That's not what she means, is it?
I had the strangest dream. I dreamt I was a man named Henry Jekyll. Everyone loved me and thought I was the kindest man they'd ever known. But I was so lonely, so unhappy. Thank God I woke up in time to remember I wasn't him.
and finding a home for it. It's so helpful.
It's true.
And leave.
Larissa,
Thank you for being our wonderful director.
group, thank you for everything.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful working with you all.
We also have other cards.
If we may, would you please gift this to David?
I will, absolutely.
And to Megan. And to Alice. Thank you very much. And who knows where you can is?
Home.
Someone give this to you.
I'll mail it to Bumfuck.
Wonderful.
And also,
I will give it to